Hey everybody. So I went to a yard sale and well, yeah, I bought a lathe for 300 bucks. It's a 1550 jet, so some hopefully not Chinese. I think it looks a little bit like kind of a Clousing clone the way the shifter is. But so I got my mineral spirits and my steel wool and a garbage can. And I'm going to start by brushing the sand and whatnot off of here, and then clean it a little bit and just kind of see what we got. Maybe some oil, get her started. 7.5 horse, 1550. We'll check back in a little bit and see where it's at. Okay, so you can kind of see how we got some of that blush rust off. So what I've been doing is you just take a little mineral spirits, and then some of this, this is quadruple aught steel wool, so it's super fine. And then just give it a little rub. And I'm not trying to be very aggressive or anything. I just want to get blush rust off and whatnot to see what's going on in here. And you can see we have portions of the ways that aren't in really bad shape, and then there's spots where it looks like the tarp was laying against it, and so we've got heavier rust there, and so I'm going to take my scraper and scrape at that rust. I'm not trying to go into the material at all, just get the rust off the surface, because that's all going to be negative anyway when we're done. Okay, so I used the scraper to get the heavy rust off. Anything that I can really feel, any positives. Oh, there's a little one right there. Doing this left-handed, but you kind of see the goal is not to take off any material, really just scrape the rust flush to the surface. So we're starting to get something that I'm willing to work with. I'm going to take the way seals off, because in this condition they're not doing any good keeping anything out, and they're holding stuff in. And we're going to use oil to clean out from underneath here. Kind of run it back and forth here in a minute. And then I've got my stone, and we'll stone these real quick with the fine side, just to kind of take off any high spots that are left. And then we'll start dancing this back and forth and cleaning the crap out from under it. So I sprayed the ways down with WD-40 just to have a fluid for the stone. And like I said, the goal is not to really take off any material, but you just kind of float the stone along the surface to knock down any high spots. We're not trying to sand it or anything like that, just dance it along there to make sure there's nothing sticking up. Top doesn't really matter, but it looks better. So just real quick, real light with the stone, knock down any burrs that kick up from the scraping. Okay, so we're going to take some of this. I use steel bar oil because it's available. Put that heavy oil on there and start working cross feed down, then back a little bit, kind of see what comes out. See all that dirt? So we'll work that back and forth and get that dirt out from under there, and then we'll move the cross feed over here, clean up the other end, get all this stuff cleaned up, and then start measuring. See, this is original material right here on the edge. And I can measure how much wear has happened, which I can't catch it with my fingernail, so that's nice. And we'll see how bad a shape she's in. So this is where you want to take the wiper seals off, because once they're in that condition, they just collect more crap than they keep out, and that needs to be cleaned up before we go to move this, and then that needs to be cleaned up. So we got most of the rust off the ways, and they look like they're in pretty good shape, which is the heart of the machine, really. It looks like why they got rid of it is someone crashed the compound repaired it and then crashed it again and broke the piss out of it. So I'll have to find a compound or make a compound or run it without a compound. Really, you don't have to have a compound. Handy though. The gears all seem to shift in where they're supposed to, and it's in pretty good shape otherwise. That doesn't sound too great, so I might have to find spindle bearings, but the case might be dry too, so we'll just have to see. Alright, that's where we're at today. So here's the inside of the gearbox, which looks pretty good actually. I don't see any broken gears. I don't see anything. Oh, oops. Come on. There, I don't see anything that's particularly worn. Looks really clean, actually. So that's a pleasant surprise. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Huh. So I'm going to share with you guys the sound of success here.